Welcome to another episode on Novels by Kingg, an audiobook series. Subscribe to the channel, Novels by Kingg, and check out the website, kingdouble.com. That's KINGGDOUBLE.com. We present to you today the audiobook series, Double Cross, Novels by Kingg. Enjoy the show. Double Cross, novel by Kingg, Chapter 2. Time to clock in. Yeah, I can't believe that shot at the buzzer. That puck went straight through that catcher's mitt. It was a great matchup for sure. So go ahead and pay up. Yeah, man, I got you, but wait till payday. I'm broke. Just make sure you have my money. Don't let your wife take my winnings, he seriously joked. Okay, dude, I got you. Yeah, boy, Tampa Bay all the way. I told you we can't be stopped. We're going to get the Stanley Cup this year, watch. I don't know about all that. You have to still beat New York. The plumber's van is parked directly across the street, out of view from the bank cops. Everyone is inside, quietly watching behind the tinted windows. All eyes are focused on the guards. Terrence is waiting for the two armed truck guards to stop bullshitting and go inside the bank. The two guards finally walk inside and begin talking to the bank security guard. He directed them to the bank manager. Meanwhile, inside the plumber's van, John reached in his bag and gives everyone their supplies. Why did you get presidential masks? Everyone knows these masks are for robbing banks, Cypress asked Joe. Exactly. Every bank robber uses these masks, and we're bank robbers, so pick one. Give me Obama, Cypress asked. Here, boss, take Lincoln. Joe hands Terrence the Lincoln mask and pulls out another one for himself. I'll be Clinton. President Obama is watching them from the van with his binoculars. Back inside the bank, the two security officers follow the bank guard through the inside of the nearby empty bank. A few early bird customers and employees occupy the bank with no idea that today is the day that they would never forget. Come this way, officers, said the female in the tailored suit, waving them towards her. Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing this morning? My name is Miss Diana Taylor, and you can call me Miss Taylor. We have everything prepared for your delivery. I'm sure that you guys already know that this is a very sensitive delivery. She opens the vault and continues with the presentation. Today you will be carrying African gold bricks and diamonds, along with your usual take of cash and bonds. Both of these carts will be carrying over 50 million in cash and bonds, with an additional 2 tons of gold bricks and 1,000 grams of diamonds. Now we would need you to deliver this safely to our other location. We do not like to carry large amounts of our customers' funds at this location. Yes, ma'am, said the short guard. We are already briefed of the content and sensitivity it is to have this delivered safely. Yeah, Miss Taylor, like my partner said, the tall guard rudely interrupted. We do the same delivery for you once a month, every month. I'm pretty sure we can handle it. We already know how you like it. Listen, Rental Cop, my father left me this bank and I will protect it and my customers' interests. If you have a problem with the procedure, I suggest you call your superior officer to bring the more qualified cop that can do the job that I require. Yes, ma'am, the short one apologized. My partner here, you just saying how he enjoys coming to your lovely bank. He just has a weird way of communicating. She was still confused. No time for games, officers. Do your job. The crates are in the back. She directs them to the vault and points at the crates. The two cops and the security guard load their crates for transport. She walked out and continued with her previous mission of preparing the bank for today's Saturday's rush. When she walked off and was out of sight, the rude cop asked the security guard, why is she so uptight? Does this delivery always come with her auntie floral rise? Every month it is the same thing. This is a very sensitive delivery, he mocked. Miss Taylor has been under a lot of stress lately. Ever since she went from management to owner, it's been taking a toll on her. It's hard for her to deal with the loss of her father and running his company. Give her some time. She'll come around, the guard defended his new boss. Well, she does not need to take it out on us. We come here every week and she still gives us shit. Come on, let's get to work, guys. My coffee's getting cold, the security guard said, unloading the bank carts, placing the money bags into the transportation carts. President Obama has his binoculars pressed against his mask, following the cops' every move inside the bank. When he saw the transportation boxes, he knew they were on their way outside. "It's time to clock in, boys," President Obama said, still looking through his binoculars. 10 seconds. The security guard walked out of the bank first, holding the door open for the 2 cops. "Okay, you guys have a nice day. Drive safe." "Yeah, I know. We have a very sensitive delivery." The glass door closed in mid-sentence. "Come on, stop joking with them and let's go. We have 2 more pickups, then we have to go home." President Obama was watching every move, focusing on the transportation cars. Now it was just the 2 transit cops outside. It was time. They had 5 seconds of blind time before the waiting armed drivers seized them. 1,000. President Clinton tippy-toe runs from around the van, parallel angle to the cop's blind side. 2,000. President Lincoln takes cover on the driver's side of the hood, aiming his assault rifle at the 2 cops. 3,000. President Clinton is on the sidewalk behind the 2 cops and pulls out a long, funny-looking gun. 4,000. President Obama sits down the binoculars and picks up his assault rifle, aiming at the side of the bank where the transportation truck was waiting for the pickup. 5,000. President Clinton stops running, aims, and shoots. The closest cop didn't see it coming. He took a needle-point shot in the back of his neck. The other cop looked behind him, but it was too late. He was shot in the middle of the throat. They both instantly slumped and collapsed over. The funny-looking gun was actually a fully automatic dart gun loaded with elephant tranquilizer. Without warning, the 2 cops were out cold. The other 2 guards were outside and still talking about hockey and did not hear a thing. The drivers were still not in eyesight. They had no idea they were being robbed. When the tranquilized cop fell by the transportation crates, President Obama and President Clinton were there to catch them before they rolled away. In a hurry, they grabbed the crates, taking them to the van. President Clinton handed his crates to President Lincoln, then ran back to the sleeping cops to take his empty needle darts out of their necks. He kneeled down and grabbed both of their walkie-talkies and hurried back across the street to the van. He was spotted by Mrs. Taylor. She ran past a security officer and went outside. "Hey, what are you doing? Police! Help!" Mrs. Taylor yelled while pushing the front doors open. President Clinton tried to shoot her with the tranquilizer gun, but he missed. She saw the guns and quickly ran back inside the bank. "George, do something! They are robbing us!" The security guard did not want to get involved, but it was his job to protect the bank. He did not want to lose his job, so he came out shooting. "Stop!" said the security guard. The security guard took cover. They radioed in on his shoulder. "Robbery! We have a robbery in progress at the National Bank on 7th Avenue and 156th Street. I repeat, robbery. We have a robbery in progress at the National Bank on 7th Avenue and 156th Street. Shots fired." The security guard fires a few rounds at the robbers. President Clinton shot back from his Uzi he had strapped on his back. Security guard behind the door. Glass shattered by his head, landing at his feet. "Punk, I don't get paid for this shit! Fucking sloppy bastard!" More bullets flew inches from his face at a rapid rate. "Shit! I need a fucking raise!" he said, taking cover, blind aiming his revolver at the van. "Hurry up! Time to go!" President Lincoln yelled, placing his crates on the homemade ramp into the van. The security guard reloaded his weapon and shot at the van again. The 2 cops standing on the side of the building heard the shots and came running from around the corner. The driver stayed inside the trucks. Their orders were to never get out, no matter what happened. "Freeze with your hands in the air!" yelled the approaching cops. President Obama fires, aiming at the bullets ricochet, surrounding the area. The approaching cops immediately take cover. "We have company, let's go!" President Obama yelled, firing at the 2 officers while ducking behind a nearby car. "I see 2 cops at 9 o'clock and a security guard at 3. Soon there'll be more. Hurry up and come get these crates in the damn van." President Obama shouted at President Lincoln while still shooting at the security guards, keeping them in cover. President Obama's rapid-fire bullets made the new cops take cover. President Clinton pushed President Lincoln the last cart. He shoved it into the ramp and pushed it up into the truck. The homemade ramp broke in half at the last minute. The transportation box fell over on top of President Lincoln. He caught it before it hit the ground, almost breaking his hip. He tried to push the last crate into the van, but the wheel was stuck. Bullets were flying from left and right, leaving life-threatening hits inside of the van and back doors. The bank alarm was sounding off. The city cops would be here in less than 45 seconds. They had to hurry up and get out of there. These crates were too heavy. They could not push it against the other. He had a hard time trying to free the crates from the rear-tinted van. The pressure was on his thighs. He continued to push up in the truck while the other was trying to escape. The weight was becoming unbearable. Time was running out. President Lincoln was going to let it just fall and leave it. President Obama ran over to him, still shooting at the security guard hiding behind the door. The guard was hit, and he fell back hard into the bank. He was down. No! George! Miss Teller yelled as she pulled his bloody body back into a safe place into the bank. Push, old man, push! President Obama said, helping President Lincoln with one hand and shooting wildly with the other. President Clinton was still on the other side of the street. He grabbed his sidearm and fired it at the approaching cops. The cops were pinned behind the wall and another behind the parked car across the street. They could not come any closer. Fuck, man, y'all hurry up. I can't hold them off forever. I'm running out of ammo, yelled President Clinton. President Obama balanced the car while his partner, President Lincoln, pushed with all his might. President Clinton runs and ducks towards the back of the van, shooting at the cops trying to come from around the corner. He then aimed at the cops' exposed leg peeking from behind the cop's car. The bullet went straight through and blew off his kneecap. He collapsed to the ground, yelling in pain. The tall cop ran out from behind the wall. President Clinton shot at him but missed. Aiming his gun to each side, he was running as fast as he could. Once he got close, he dropped his shoulders into the back of the crate. At the same time, President Obama and President Lincoln pushed with everything in them. The force bounced the van, and the three of them were able to get the last transportation crate in the van, slamming it closed. The alarming sounds of backup were quickly approaching the scene. Let's get the fuck out of here. I can hear cavalry coming, President Lincoln says in a hurry, running to the driver's seat. The other two cops behind the wall were easing on him. The local police sirens were getting closer. You could hear them mixing with the bank alarm. They had to be less than a block away. President Clinton shot at the oncoming bank cops, hitting the fat one right in the side of the gut, just missing his body armor. He fell instantly. He was bleeding out. His light blue shirt was turning red. The tall bank cop took cover by the car next to his injured partner. Don't you down me, buddy. You still owe me $100. Does not look like you could catch me with that knee. They both laughed, covering up their deep pain. They both knew this was no laughing matter. His uniform shirt was covered in blood. The entry wound was looking life-threatening. Don't panic, man. This is just a flesh wound. You'll be okay. Backup is on the way. The tall cop quickly looked up from cover with his good leg, then ducked back down. He shot a few blind shots in the robber's direction, hopping onto the trunk of the car and reloading his gun. He shot a few more shots, then grabbed his shoulder strap, walkie-talkie. Officer down! Officer down! Robbery on 159th Street and 7th Avenue. We have 3 suspects, heavily armed with assault rifles, driving a white company van. Plumber's pump engraved on the side. License plate A34B4C. Officer down. I repeat, officer down on 159th Street and 7th Avenue. We have a bank robbery. Calling all cars. Officer down. Officer down. President Obama leaned against the crates, holding the van door. President Clinton kept his passenger seat door open, shooting at the 2 cops until his clip was finally empty. President Lincoln ducked across the driver's side and punched him. The torque from the van's takeoff made the crate shift. The doors popped and swung open. President Obama held on with all his might, but the crates was too heavy. The crate flew out of the van, moving fast and smashed into the first cop car that bent the corner. The incoming patrol car turns the corner, crashing into the first car, causing a pileup of cop cars blocking the road. The The impact destroyed the crate. Money, gold, and diamonds scattered the sky and flew all over the street. President Obama grabbed the door handles and shut the back door before the other crate could roll out. They lost half of the score, but they were gone with seconds to spare, and no one was injured. Well, at least not them. We did it, President Clinton said with excitement. Fucking right, we fucking did it, President Obama confirmed, equally excited. We're not in the clear yet. Let's get rid of this van, President Lincoln said calmly. Shit, more cops. Hurry up, make this left, President Obama noticed. President Lincoln turned just in time into the dead-end alleyway. The patrol car sped right past them. They didn't even notice them or even look their way. These cops in this town are clueless, President Clinton whispered while watching more patrol cars zoom past. Yep, just like I said, this job was a kid's treat, President Clinton replied. Man, why do you always say that? Asked President Obama. What? It's a kid's treat? Kid's treats. Taking candy from a baby, you get it? Whatever, man. You need to buy a new slogan with this money. All this fucking money. We did it. Cypress boy, we fucking did it. President Clinton replies, revealing his true identity as Joe while looking to the back of the van. Joe was so excited, he took off his mask a bit early. Terrence was focused and kept his President Lincoln mask on while driving to the safe place at a safe speed. He did not want the traffic lights to record his face. Cypress was busy hyperventilating through his small mask holes, looking out the back window, clenching his gun tight with his back against his heavy transportation crate. Shit, all that money we just lost. I might be sitting on an empty crate, or even worse, bank slips, worried Cypress. Relax, man. We're clear. Easy money, baby. Open it and let's see what we got. Cypress set down his weapon, took off his Obama mask, grabbed the crowbar, and busted the lock off of the remaining crate. Just as Cypress suspected, the wrong crate escaped. There was no cash. The best part of the score was scattered all over the crime scene in front of the bank, but there was a bag of diamonds and gold bricks inside the bottom layer. No wonder it weighed so much. The gold bricks were covering the entire bottom of the crate. Terrence did not worry. He knew that the diamonds and the gold bars were worth more than the lost cash and bonds. They just need their connection to fence them on the black market. Cypress hated that part of the business. He did not negotiate well. As far as he was concerned, the unmarked bills would have been better for him. They drove into the alley behind the grocery store about 5 blocks away from the bank. The 2 getaway vehicles were still there. They were unloading the goods out of the transportation crate. They heard the patrol sirens surrounding the area. They did not worry. They knew they were already off of the radar. They wasted no time unloading the bank box. Terrence and Joe jumped into the truck with the gold and diamonds. Get rid of the van and meet us at the next location, yelled Joe out of the car as Terrence drove off. Got it, Cypress yelled back as they sped off. Watching them drive off, he hurried to the other getaway car. Grabbing the 5-gallon gas can, he soaks the van's interior with the gasoline. Standing back, he smokes a Camel menthol, taking a few drags, then lights a rag on fire, throwing it into the van. Waiting patiently, he continued to smoke his cigarette, making sure everything blew up before he rode off. He got on a nearby interstate and headed south back to Terrence's house to separate the score. Double Cross, novel by Kingg.